All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with it then.
Okay.
So, when did you first discover that Kirby's Air Ride speedruns were a thing?
It was in 2014. Yeah, it was in the summer of 2014, and I was looking for just a new side speed game, and I went on the speedrun Reddit, and there was like one post, or maybe there was two at the time, but it was the post from Russ, who did his original world record run at the time, which was still through Start Game. That was before we did through time trials and whatnot. And yeah, he was the only really run around. Other than that, there was a city trial, 100 check boxes, but I didn't want to do that because it sucks. No, it's okay. But yeah, that was basically it. And then I just picked it up pretty quickly after seeing it, maybe a month later, and yeah, all downhill from there.
Okay. Were you aware that Cardinal Pickles was trying to, show people about Speedrider stuff, or when did you first find out about that?
That was, man, if I remember correctly, I think. Oh, I might have to look at the timeline. I kind of forget, but I think he first said something, but then we didn't really pay too much attention because I don't know if he linked us to the website or showed us any videos. I think he just told us about it, that they exist out there, and then eventually when he did, that's when he did his own run, and that's what really kind of forced us to all start learning all the harder, more complicated vehicles.
Right. If I remember correctly, I think in the Reddit post, he puts a link, but doesn't really say anything else besides that. It might even be like the Japanese link, because I know nowadays there's an English version. There might not have been.
Yeah, you know what? He did post it, and we did start looking into it, but we didn't. Me and at the time there was another runner named P Bear J, and yeah, we started looking into it, but we didn't start learning all the really hard vehicles like Scooter right away. And then when he did his run, then we were like, okay, well now we have to. So that's when we started learning Scooter and Rocket more and all that.
Okay. So how did you guys sort of decide on what stars to use on each thing? Because it seems like in the early days it's kind of just the Wild West, right? Everyone's just kind of picking whatever they want to pick, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of once we got that IL website, we would go on there and we would try out all the top vehicles, but the top ones, usually we couldn't figure out how to do it. We didn't know how to spin dash well, and with Scooter, of course, and we didn't know how to do some other things, we didn't know how to use Jetstar super well. So we would just usually try to excuse me. We would usually just try to pick one of the top vehicles per each track, one that was probably in the top 5 or top 3 of vehicles, and yeah, just try to mess around with them. And we would use one that was pretty easy to pick up, that you didn't need to know too many complicated techniques, just whatever we could figure out, really.
Right. When did you first start running the game? Was it I
think it was the end of 2014.
Is that whenever sort of you got your world record? It's just a couple of days before you have a couple of runs. I see.
Yeah. Probably that week is when I started.
Wow, you got world record in a week.
Well, it sucked.
Yeah, that's fair, but I mean, just that kind of also speaks volumes about where the run was at the time.
Yeah, it was
literally a new guy could come in a week and take the world record.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't even close to being optimized. And that's in, I believe it was the summer of 2015 or the summer of 2016. One of those summers is when we really is when we finally really learned everything, and when we really focused on Scooter and learned Scooter for all the tracks, basically, except for really Magma or Fantasy Meadows. But yeah, that it took that long until we finally really cracked it, because like there's a lot of really specific strats and techniques, and the Japanese players couldn't really tell us anything. They had like one webcam video, or not webcam, one controller cam video that we would use for learning like complicated spin dashes. But other than that, yeah, it was really just trying to figure it out. And that's still prevalent to this day, honestly.
Like the idea that you guys don't really communicate through language, but maybe just through videos of each other's games.
Yeah, still just trying to break down what they're doing. I still don't understand 100% like everything they do. Yeah. But for the most part. But there's like very small things that we probably don't even notice.
So tell me about sort of seeing you and PBRJ are kind of going back and forth with world records, and then Cardinal Pickles, who's kind of been lurking in the shadows, kind of comes out of nowhere and just takes the record away.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that
elaborate.
Yeah, that was because he knew of the Japanese individual level world record videos, and he would practice them and try to replicate them. He was the first one to really do that, and and that was before we really messed around with it. And so he just came in and he beat us by, I think, like a minute and a half. It quickly, like once you really know the strats and really start optimizing, that wasn't even super optimized, but that was still such a huge step. And that was probably the most important world record, honestly, in my opinion, because that was what really brought the Japanese community to the Western community. Like what really opened it up, or opened. Yeah, I don't
I know what you're saying. It gave you a kick in the pants that really made you think, like, okay, we really do have to like pay attention.
Yeah,
we can't just brush it off anymore. This is real.
Yep. Yeah, basically. So
I get you.
That was a big optimization.
And that was a minute 20, by the way.
Yeah. No, that was crazy.
I believe it, man. If someone just walked into my speed game and was like, by the way, I'm saving 2 minutes on your run. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Exactly, because we had no clue about any of that tech or anything. We really were just kind of just playing the game, trying to use the kind of fast vehicles and not hit any walls, not fuck up. That's really it. And then, so that was a big one.
Well, you seem to adapt pretty quickly, because within a month, you take the record back.
I was surprised by that too. It felt longer. I didn't know it was that quick, but yeah, I mean, once you have the videos and you start learning for yourself and messing around for yourself, things really start clicking faster than you would think. So it took me probably about a month to get acquainted with the faster strats. And these, keep in mind, still weren't like the current fast strats. These were like the second wave of fast strats. These were still like the easier of the Japanese strats, like the easier Japanese vehicle track combinations, but they were still so much faster than what we were doing. So
yeah, I see a lot of Swerve Star here.
Yeah, because Swerve Star is like, it's anyone who plays this game casually, everyone loves the Swerve Star because it's so easy, and it's so like you could stop it on a dime, so you don't like super lose control or anything, and it's also pretty fast.
That's true. It is pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. I see a few times where you and Cardinal Pickles, I think there was one day, it was in February 2015, where you and then Pickles upload a world record.
Oh yeah.
Although he beats you by like 16 seconds. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, no, he was going sicko mode. He was killing it at like once he was really going at it. And yeah, that was a great motivation for both of us.
It's good. It's good to have some good competition.
Yeah, I think I might have taken a break around that time. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I don't really remember exactly.
Maybe,
or maybe I was going the whole time. I don't remember, but
I got you.
Yeah, we were definitely competing. I think we were the only two at that time. I think P Bear J was done, and that was before the Super Sanic age.
Yeah, I'm about to say, did P Bear J just when did he kind of disappear?
That like after he got that record, really.
He really got the record.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, we're out of here, boys.
Yeah, I think so. We used to do races, and like this was before even speedrun.com. And I remember uploading his time to the website because once we set it up, it was just me setting up the page, and I uploaded his time, and I think he then like deleted his account or something. Like, I don't know. This might be a dark spot in his video gaming history. I don't know if he's proud of his air ride career, but I'll never forget P Bear J, air ride legend.
Air ride legend. If you're out there, P Bear J,
yeah,
you're a legend.
Yeah, and you're welcome back.
Hell yeah, dude.
Race with, I don't know, would we even use wheelie bike? I don't know. But yeah, we used to do races on SRL too. That's
and then SRL.
Right. Back when you had to do 60 races to get on the front page.
Oh yeah, that shit was so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. So next up is Super Sanic. Kind of just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, he does. He always does that. That's the story of his life. I think he's just like grinds really hard in the background for like a week leading up to it, or maybe longer depending on what it is. But yeah, he just drops his times. You'll never know when he's actually like playing the game or anything. He'll just drop it out of nowhere. Like, actually, funny enough, a year ago maybe our group, the American guys, the non-Japanese runners, we have our own little Google Doc of just all of our summa best. And yeah, and it's just us. So it's like, it's a bunch of people. There's like a big gap, and then there's me, David, and Sanic. And I think it went David at number 1, and then me number 2, and then Sanic number 3. And then I just checked it like last year, and he was in first. And I don't even know what happened.
He's just been grinding away without saying anything. He
just does it like whenever he wants, because he loves the game. He said, I think before he said it was his favorite IL game. And he's also like the best F-Zero GX runner. He's just like an insane racing game IL runner.
It's crazy. Did he inspire David to run F-Zero GX?
Yeah, okay. I think so. I think that was a big
because he was telling me the other day, like in their interview, he was like, "Yeah, I'll switch it back over to F-Zero GX." I'm like, "Man, there's a huge crossover between these guys. Like, this doesn't seem right at all."
Yeah. Sanic did GX before Air Ride.
Mm-hmm. So I think he told me that.
And then David did Air Ride before GX.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, Sanic was telling me that he liked the game and he was playing it, but he just didn't really have like he wasn't really. He seems like a really quiet guy, so I think he was just sort of like I'll just kind of be in the background and just kind of grind away, and then I take world record.
Yeah,
anyone looking?
It really is. It's such an alpha move. He's probably the most alpha air ride runner. I'll say that. Super Saiyan.
I'll use that soundbite in the video.
Alpha of air ride.
Okay. Does he do anything different? Because it seems like I think his route is pretty similar. Rocket Star, Jetstar, Swerve, Slick. Yeah, that looks about the same.
Yeah, that was like the pretty ironed out like phase 2 route. Honestly, was like, yeah, Rocket on a bunch of stuff. Scooter really only on like Beanstalk Park, and I don't know what else. What else did we even use Scooter on at that time?
That's it. That's all I see.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, Jet on Celestial Valley, Swerve and Sands. Oh, Slick in Frozen Hillside, and Rocket and Magma, of course. Yeah, that was like the easy but pretty fast or relatively easy. Like before we had to really figure out like scooter and whatnot. But still pretty fast kind of route. And the thing is, when we learned scooter, I mean, scooter would only save probably like 20 seconds on each level, which is good, which is great. But at the time, it's like, all right, we'll just stick with what we know for a while, and then eventually we had to learn.
Gotcha. Because the Day of Reckoning,
yes,
happens just a month after Super Sonic.
It sure did.
So on April 15th, 2015, Yokaze takes the record by 2 minutes.
Our world was flipped upside down. It was crazy. Yeah, that blew us away. Like, we knew they were good out there, of course, but because we were watching their videos. But yeah, that was we didn't even know he was going to do that. We didn't even know that they knew about us. And yeah, that was sick. But that was probably the second most important record. Obviously, I don't know, maybe first. That was a very important one though, because that's when me and David and Sanic too, but when we really, focused and started working together and figuring out how spin dashing really worked, like all the very specific details and all that. And yeah, that's when we really like went at the game. I think that was SGD, or not SGDQ. Summer 2016 was when that happened, when we really started focusing. And that's about when David came onto the scene, I think. Maybe a little before that, but yeah.
I think it's 2015, not 2016, but
oh, okay.
I know what you're saying.
Whatever it is, yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, because I have a note here that says that David and Waves show up right after the Yokaze thing.
Yeah, Waves. I don't want to forget about Waves. Waves was very important too. He was another big top runner at the time for us, for our little not Japanese group.
Yeah. Is he still active?
No, okay, so then he did a bunch of other stuff. He did Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. He got the record in that. He was super good in that. He did some other things. He would jump from game to game. He went super hard in Air Ride for like a month straight, and then got super burnt out and stopped. And yeah, and honestly, that seems like a lot of people do. Like, David will go super hard for a couple weeks or a month and then take a big break. And same with Sanic, kind of. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what Sanic's doing ever, but it could be like that. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what Waves does. And yeah, he stopped speedrunning for a while, but I think he's speedrunning currently. I don't know what. Someone told me he was back recently. But anyways, yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a New Jersey boy too. Very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
What I see here though is that so that was in April 2015, and then 7 months later, eventually you're able to match it, which again I think speaks to your tenacity.
Yeah, I'm very different in the sense that I don't think like I have any like the skill that they do. I think I just don't quit. And yeah, I just never go away. I'm always playing this stupid game. But they're so much more talented than me, man. They like can pick things up so quick, and like when they first just start picking up a level, they can get PBs like immediately. Just like these huge, really good times, and yeah. But it takes me a while, but we get there. So
that's the important part, man. It's all about getting there. What I find funny is you used Bulk Star on Nebula Belt instead of Wheelie Scooter there.
Yeah, Bulk Star is faster. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Then Wheelie Scooter. Yeah, maybe I did. I didn't learn Scooter on Nebula Belt yet.
Also, can you explain why sometimes you guys go like one way down the level list and the other way sometimes?
Oh yeah, because it doesn't matter, what you start with. So we usually just start with whatever's the hardest to us. since it's in game time, so the menuing doesn't matter. We'll just like start with whatever levels we have the most trouble with. So I usually start off somewhere in Nebula Belt or Checkered Night or Frozen Hillside, depending.
I like how you got the world record and then Yokaze goes, no, like the next day, like he's immediately boom, no, I'm taking the world record back. Not as big though. It's much smaller PB, a much smaller world record, only by like 20 seconds this time, but still.
And what's interesting was for his first record, he used only wheelie scooter. And then so for his second record, he had to use Rocket Star on Magma because it's faster and whatnot. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, then that's the current one.
Well, there was one after that, but.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, because then he improved that quickly after, right? Yeah, that's right.
What was I going to say? I've heard that sometimes some of those Japanese runners are like the kings of their rides. Like I think I heard Secret, or was it Luca is the turbo?
Yeah. Yes,
it's the god of turbo, right?
Yeah, he had all the turbo records at one point, I believe.
Is Yokaze just the wheelie scooter guy?
That's what he's mainly has, but he has some other really good records. He has a Swerve Star Sky Sands right now, which is what I'm trying to beat him at currently. But yeah, he has that one. Oh yeah, he has 5 of the 9 scooters currently. He's got 2 swerves, and that's it currently for the time attack for the 3-lap tracks.
So he's a top level runner over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Him. I would say him, Perry. I don't know. They're all honestly everyone who has records in the time or any of the IL records. They're all top runners. They're all insane.
I'm surprised there's not more Japanese runners on the leaderboard though. I can only count a handful of them.
Oh really?
I mean on the speedrun.com leaderboard.
Yokaze, yeah. Only a couple did. Yeah. They usually just stick to the ILs, but yeah, sometimes they'll branch out. Like one of the guys on there did a rocket only run, and it's actually like a super good run. It's just not very high up on the leaderboard because rocket isn't the best overall, like on all the tracks.
Oh yeah, really that's 6th place. 6th place is rocket.
Yeah,
only.
but think about that. Still, 6th place is still insane, and it rocket only. So that's only about like a minute and 20 off of the record. So yeah, they're all super insane.
Yeah, it's less than a minute off record.
Oh yeah, that's right. In-game time wise. Yeah.
Okay. So Yokaze comes back and he improves his record one last time. Just like almost like a few months after he gets his other world record, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I guess does he just drop it, or does he not feel interested in beating it again? Or he kind of seems like the guy who only comes back to beat stuff whenever somebody else beats him.
When it gets beaten, yeah, that usually is what happens. He'll like, I think what he does is he'll have a record and then he'll get a record and then he'll keep going. And this is just speculation. I'm not sure if this is true at all, but he'll get a record and then he'll keep going, but he won't upload his next like PB or whatnot. But then when someone beats him, he'll like alpha move them and post it like the next day. And that just happened to David recently in Sky Sands wheelie scooter IL. And it happened to me in the Celestial Valley wheelie scooter IL. Me and him both beat Yokaze's IL world record, and then he beats us like very quickly after.
Dude, is Yokaze the biggest speed boy of all time?
He might be. Well, okay, in those situations, he didn't have a video to just upload, but he did, retaliate. Or he might have for David's. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, then he really beats it. And then I'm guessing he's just happy with it and he stops. And that's kind of what happened with the full game category here with the Air Ride All Tracks record.
So it seems like you and Waves and David and Sanic all kind of fight to get closer, but no one really gets that close. I think looking at the leaderboard, I think that you're the closest 15 seconds slower.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Yeah.
Is it just? I guess you guys just abandoned it at this point.
Yeah, well, we all pushed it for a while, and we had a great time. You know, we had a good rivalry between all of us. It ended up then coming down to like me and David, and this happened right before my SJitsallGewd 2016 run. Was when I got this. When me and David both got our last PBs, and then after that, we just were playing so much of it, and we all just got burnt out kind of at the same time. Or me and David both got burnt out at the same time, and it's mainly because of Nebula Belt with Wheelie Scooter. You usually have to start off the run doing that, and it's just spin dashing over and over and resetting like every time you mess up on one, and it's just super discouraging and frustrating and easy to get burnt out on that. So that's eventually what happened. And but then David moved to F-Zero and on some other categories. Like we both did Air Ride 100 checkboxes. We did like all the other categories like around this time now is kind of when we branched out to everything. So
I gotcha. So this is sort of the conclusion of all tracks for now, at least.
Yeah, for now.
It could be anything in the future.
Yeah, you never know.
Indeed. But this does kind of open up a new chapter of you guys kind of got bored of doing all tracks and you guys came up with a new category.
Yeah. This is this was a race category at first, but it's all tracks, no duplicate rides. And basically it's just Air Ride all tracks, but with a different vehicle each for each course. And that's because, if you all know now, with Air Ride all tracks, it's all basically just Wheelie Scooter, and then at the high level, it's all Wheelie Scooter and a couple Rocket Star tracks. But yeah, so for this new category, it's super fun, it's super diverse, it's a bunch of different vehicles, like some really weird vehicles, like Turbo Star and Bulk, everyone's favorite Bulk Star, and it's just showing off more of the really cool mechanics of the game too. Because each vehicle is super diverse in this game, and they all can do different wacky stuff that the others can't do. So
I think it's fun. Yeah,
what we're currently doing now, really.
Yeah, I was talking to who was it? I was talking to. I think it was Pickles. But just the idea of like whenever you switch to exclusively scooter, you lose out on some of the really cool runs. Like Swerve Star on Machine Passage is super cool.
Oh, that's my favorite IL in the entire game.
I remember, I think it was I can't remember if it was one of your old PBs or what, but I remember watching a video of you doing it and I was like, man, this one looks super cool. Like it looks super fast and the angles are all right whenever you do all this stuff.
Yeah, it feels so good to do super well.
Yeah, so that one's really fun. Slick Star on Frozen Hillside.
Yeah,
there's another one that I think is really cool. Whenever you see someone do it really well, it's like that track, that star was made for that track.
Yeah, literally.
And you lose out on that whenever you just do Wheelie Scooter. I mean, I know it's fastest, but I mean,
right?
It's lame. That sometimes, well, not really lame. I don't want to say that because it's not.
No,
lame.
I know what you mean. It's just less diverse.
Yeah,
you already know what
Wheelie
Scooter can do, and then now you're just seeing it somewhere else. Well, that's the thing too, like why it took a long time to switch to Wheelie Scooter on some of the tracks, because like that track, Wheelie Scooter, my PB on Wheelie Scooter is only, I don't know, 6 seconds faster than my Slick Star PB, but like, and it was much more complicated. Well, I don't know about that, but it was complicated to learn and figure out, but eventually I feel like it could get more consistent. I don't know. The thing with Slick Star on Frozen Hillside is there are a couple strats that are pretty like specific with your angle, and if you're off by a little bit, it'll screw up. So it's a little dangerous, but it's a super fun track. I used to not like it as much as I do now, but I warmed up to it.
I gotcha. So, I'm just to clarify, I was looking into it, and it looks like David has a couple of all track no dupes videos, but he never submitted them to the board. But they seem to be world record. Like he has a 22:32, which I think is the same race that you did with him. You guys did an SRL race, and he beat you by 1 second.
Oh, okay.
And he has a he has a video of it. He never submitted it to the board.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird, but so he did that. And then I think there's another one with Super Sanic, but Sanic wasn't recording.
Okay.
And so he has an even better time, but he never submitted that one either. Not that it really matters. You guys beat it eventually pretty soon. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, David, like within a week, he already has a time that's even better anyways. So
yeah, that he probably didn't even bother.
So just starting out with, maybe explain what were some of your choices here? Because I see you had Formula on Fantasy Meadows, Jetstar on Valley, Wagon on Sky Sands. Let's see here. Magma Flow's Rocket, Bike on Beanstalk Park, Swerve Machine Passage, Scooter on Checker Night, and then Bulk Star on Nebula Belt.
Bike on Beanstalk?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was thinking. I have no clue. I get, like I was saying earlier with Air Ride All Tracks, when we were first trying to figure it out, and we were just picking like the best vehicles, or not the best vehicles per track, but like pretty good that we could, figure out relatively easily. I think it was the same kind of thing. And I didn't have a good grasp on Turbo Star yet. That takes a surprising amount of time to really figure out. And yeah, so I don't know why I went Wagon on Sky Sands, but that's one of life's mysteries, I guess.
Indeed. We do like Wagon Star. I
would love to actually do it, but it's slow. Yeah, everyone loves Wagon.
Indeed. I found a video that's not. It's just about as old as Russ's video. I think it's older than Russ's video, but it actually has video footage.
Okay.
Same year. Yeah. Just actually, it's before Stonewaker. It's between those two, but it's not a run. It's just like, hey, I did some. I recorded some gameplay footage, but it's exclusively Wagon Star, all stages, and it's right about 21 minutes from start game time.
Wow.
So it was a surprisingly decent run, better than Ring Rush's run.
And this was an O2 start game. Wow.
And it actually has video footage, so that was pretty neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that in the video.
Yeah, you gotta show that off for all the Wagon fans out there.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I would say people like when it comes to vehicles, I would say people like Wagon and Swerve the most. Like those are the big fan favorites. A lot of people like Scooter though. A lot of people come in and tell me that it's their favorite, and they're happy it's fast.
I remember out of all the ones that I played on back in the day, I remember I didn't really like Bike. I loved Rex Wheelie, even though it was garbage.
Yeah, I did too.
It's turning is so bad.
I know, it's so wide. Funny enough, in Air Ride 100 checkboxes, you have to do that in the run because that's one of the checkboxes. So,
oh boy.
So me and David, so all of us who did Air Ride 100 checkboxes, we know how to do the Rex Wheelie IL in Machine Passage.
Is there a Rex Wheelie? Like, is there a Japanese god of Rex back somewhere?
Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised. A Secret and Mono 89 have most of the. Secret has most of the records. He is like probably the most diverse runner. I think he has a record in Formula Star. He has a bunch in Formula Star, a bunch in Warp Star, a bunch in Shadow Star, a couple in Swerve, one in Turbo, one in Slick, almost 8 in Bike, 8 out of 9. A bunch in Rex and 2 in Meta Knight. He has like so many across all the vehicles.
Yeah, no kidding.
and 1 in DDD. Most importantly.
Oh yeah, of course. Can't forget him.
No.
Dude, when's Meta Knight going to be in No Dupes?
He is the slowest vehicle. Technically, he is a vehicle, which I think is funny. It's even more demeaning. But yeah, no, he is the slowest. He's even slower than DDD. It's pathetic. He's basically the bird power up with a sword that doesn't work.
That's true.
That doesn't speed him up.
Damn.
It sucks.
Poor Meta Knight.
DDD's hammer, when it does hit an enemy, it does speed him up, but it like never hits enemies. He like swings and he always misses. It's really bad.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah, no, it is. But
all right. So could you maybe tell me a little bit about the history of No Dupes? Looks like pretty early in 2016, or not early, but mid 2016, from its conception to towards the end of 2016, there seems to be a lot of records going back and forth until Luca takes it.
Yeah, I guess I would assume it was going between Sanic and David.
Yep.
Yeah, so it started as a race. I think the first one was between me and Fuzzy Pickle. Is that true?
I do remember seeing that there was in fact a race between you and Fuzzy Pickles.
Yeah, that was I believe that's the first one. I could be wrong, but yeah. And then after that, I think we kept doing races, and then after that, eventually we made it a MISC category. And then Sanic and David went after it for a while. That was post Air Ride All Tracks era. And then then Luca got the record that he had until 2018, or at the end of 2018. And then in 2018, starting in May, I believe, I started picking it back up and focusing on it. It was like my first big air ride grind in a while. Well, actually, I did City Trial 100 checkboxes. That was hell. So this was like kind of back to like an air ride all tracks grind, and I did that for 7 months, I think, and then I got the record and I beat Luca, and then 2 months later he beat me back, or maybe 3 months.
2 months, yeah.
2 months, okay, yeah. Then he beat me, and then recently David just PB'd by 18 seconds and beat me by 3 seconds, and he's behind Luca by like 0.7 seconds. Or 0.8 seconds, something insane like that. And that's what he does, dude. He's a freak. I don't know how he can do this, but he'll pick the game up for a week and he'll go sicko mode and he'll beat everyone and he'll get these great times and then he'll stop. It's crazy and it's sick. I don't know how he does it.
It's sickening. It's disgusting.
It is sickening. But
dude, David wants one thing and it's fucking disgusting.
All Davids only want one thing.
All of them. Every David.
Air ride glory. Anyways, but this is the golden age of No Dupes, and we got it into this upcoming SGQ 2019.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be fucking sick.
As a race, and I was super confident. David was behind me by like 18 seconds, or 15 seconds at least. And I was like, I'm good, dude. I've been playing this game all year, and now I'm shaking in my boots. I'm gonna get wrecked.
I actually didn't realize that it was a race until David told me yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, this got way more interesting. Like, it was already cool, but I'm like, oh shit, now we got David and Pearstrike racing. This is gonna be awesome.
Really excited,
dude.
We've been pretty
cheering.
Even on races, I think, in our history. So we'll see. I don't know. David, man, he could get like super times that are like super close to his PBs. Like in his current No Dupes PB, I think his PB on Check Night with Scooter is 133, and he got a 134, which is insane. And just stuff like that. Like he'll just pop off on one track, and then all the other tracks he'll be good, but nothing insane. And I don't know.
So in the future, do you think that there's any future in all tracks and no dupes? Like it seems like no dupes kind of, I wouldn't say ran its course, but it's definitely slowed down a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. Like now I'm not gonna say I'm done with it, but I'm kind of pretty fulfilled right now with it. I was thinking of going and doing another category now, and I don't know, but I never know what David's gonna. I don't never know what week David is gonna decide to pick it up and get the record. So I don't know. He could. He is so close. I could too. I mean, we're both right there. So I almost feel like it would have to, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Hard to say. Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Maybe we'll get the record at the SGDQ run. You're just gonna have to watch.
Dude, that would be lit.
That would be crazy.
All right. So let's pivot this interview a little bit. So tell me about 5 hot dog percent.
Oh man, my crowning achievement. Not just in video gaming, in life. Ask anyone. Ask my mom. She'll tell you the same thing. She's so proud of me.
Oh, my boy Paul, whenever he came up with 5 hot dogs, you should have seen the smile on his face.
My son. Hey, when I got the record, she printed it out and she put it on our fridge. We have a print screen of the speedrun.com hot dog percent on our fridge.
That's adorable.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
So 5 hot dogs. I was at a Games Done Quick event with my good friend BBQ Sauce, and we were just going through the casual room, and I don't remember this, but he said he saw someone racing 5 hot dogs, and I don't know if that's true or if he just made that up, because I have like a really bad memory. I had no clue. But anyways, after that, we just kept joking about it, and then one day I just did it, and I don't know what my first time was. I think it was like probably 20 minutes or something.
Let me look.
I don't know what my first submitted time was. I think that was like 8 minutes or something.
Your first submitted time would be, where's 5 hot dogs? Boosh. Was 7 minutes and 56 seconds.
There you go. Yeah, so that, that's not too bad. And now, so for those of you who don't know, in City Trial, you just collect 5 hot dogs, and they're completely random. They drop randomly. And so in the beginning, we just did the random route where you just go around and you try to find them. You break open blue boxes. They're in blue boxes. You can break open the rock walls. They could be in there. They could be in the star pole. It's just random where they'll drop. So it's just it's just the dumbest speedrun category ever created. And it's like, isn't 5 golden piggies a thing in Paper Mario? Isn't that similar?
I don't know enough about Paper Mario.
I'm not sure. Whatever. I bet it's stupider. Or I bet it's less stupid, which means it's worse. Anyways, so then after that, I don't know what. Actually, I really don't know the record progression for this. So you're gonna have to fill me in. Did someone beat my time? Well, yeah, but
so let's see here. January 2nd, you have about an 8-minute time, and then Pioneer gets a 5:34, like the next day. And the next day again, Glockahara, he gets a 3:15. So already went from 8 minutes to 3:15, right? So shaved 5 minutes off essentially.
And keep that in mind, that's all just like going around the city trial and hoping a hot dog falls on you. So that's all just super lucky. And that was
exactly.
Yeah, that's super good.
Pioneer gets it back with a 2:41. And then you get your time back with a 1:50.
Now, oh yeah, that's right. Now, listen, very proud of this time, okay? This was the luck route still too. This was an insane run, dude. I think this is still the best run without the box strat. I don't know if that's true. Or with the the chamber, the city hall strat.
Mm-hmm.
But
I have to actually look up. I don't know.
This was insane. I got like 4 right off the bat, or, pretty quick within the first minute. I think, or minute and a half. And then I backed out of the game and started a new city trial game. And since we go by in-game time, it's cool. That didn't lose me like any time. And then, a hot dog spawned right in front of me as I got into the game. Like fate.
Dude.
That was insane.
It's crazy.
Blew my mind. All this air ride, all track stuff I've been talking about, nothing compared to the feeling I got when I collected that 5th hot dog.
Dude, I believe it.
Ecstasy.
Then, but it's like 4 days later, I can't even read this guy's name. UFO Techie?
Oh yeah,
UFO Techie
UFO Techie.
Does he use the chamber strat? Do you remember?
No. Oh yeah, he did. So he's like a Resident Evil speedrunner. I really don't even know him, but yeah, he was just. This was his first day picking up the game, and this was, I believe, the first run with the City Hall strat. And so, for those of you who know City Trial, you probably know that there's a couple events within the game, random events that can happen. They can happen from any time from 55 seconds into the game until I think about 2 minutes. So that's what happened. One of the events is the City Hall chamber opens up, and it's this big box in the City Hall or in the Castle Hall part of the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when that opens up, there's I believe 6 to 7. I don't know if it varies.
I think it's 6 because it's like a triangle, right?
No, is it? I don't know. It's weird. It's diagonal. There's like diagonal lines. It's like a diamond, I think, and whatever. But yeah, so 6 of one item can pop up, and it can be any item from food items to power up stats. And that's basically it. It can't be like weapon items, I don't think. Mm-hmm. It could be like some of the little power-ups, like the punching glove and whatnot. I believe so. Or maybe
that sounds right.
Yeah, either way, it's something around there. And I think there's about 30 of them. Maybe upwards of 40, maybe like 35 or something. That can happen. And even negative power-up stats, I believe. So
that's annoying, yeah.
So it's like a 1 in 30, 35-ish chance for that to happen. And then also for it to happen at the right time, like, so he got it at 1 minute and 30. Or actually, what time did he got it at 1 minute and 25. So 30 seconds after the soonest time he absolutely could have gotten it. But yeah, so he was just playing it for the first time. Really, he just like was messing around with it. And yeah, he just, on his first day of doing runs, he lucked out and got it.
That's ridiculous.
It was insane.
Okay, so he gets that. And then hot dogs world records are laid to rest for a little while. And it wouldn't be until August, like, was it 8 months later? Shannondorf out of nowhere. She's also playing. And she gets the other chamber strat, but how does she save 10 seconds over UFO?
She just gets it faster. It's the same exact thing. One, also, she's closer to the box. He was far away from the box, but she already had it in mind. Like, she already knew that the chamber thing was even a strat, really. I don't think he even really knew, but he was close enough that he could go and get it. But yeah, she was like right by it, and she just went up right to it as it opened and got him. So at the time, I was working on beating Techie's time. This is very important to me, is this hot dog run. I was also doing no dupes at the time, but this was equally important. And I went to Japan, and while I was in Japan, me and my friend Opnoticus were at a hot springs, Japanese hot springs. Okay, so we just get right out of there from being in the room with like 100 naked Japanese men, and I check my phone, and Shannondorf beat the hot dogs record, to my disbelief. And I couldn't believe it. It was insane.
I think I checked her profile. I don't think she's ever done any type of speedrun ever before.
No, she's like she's like a Melee. She's in the Melee community.
Yeah, I recognize her name from the Melee community. Yeah.
Yeah, she makes like funny Melee tweets. But she's also air ride royalty.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Just stole the record away with that chamber strat.
I know, and I was in a different country and I was blindsided.
Oh my gosh. That's how they get you.
I couldn't even do anything.
Exactly.
I couldn't respond. And hot dogs aren't in the Japanese version. So what the hell? I couldn't get hot dogs in Japan.
That's ridiculous.
No, I know.
But eventually you would go home, you would play in the American version, and you would get a bona fide world record with a 107.54.
Yeah, that's fucking right.
That's fucking right.
Don't ever fucking forget it. You know, it's my longest running air ride record. I actually still have this one. That never happens. Okay, but you know, everyone's scared to even try because first of all, it took me 3,000 attempts. I think something close to that, maybe 2,800 attempts. It took me like many months after Shannon got her record, 4 months after she got her record. And I would just do it. Like once I got the no dupes run, I would just do like 4 hours of hot dog runs, like a couple days a week. And, you know, just like turn my mind off. And yeah. And then at that point, it was all just grinding out the Castle Hall box and trying to get that luck. And I finally did it.
I see.
It was great.
I see.
There was one run though, where I wasn't going to PB, but it was my first one to get the Castle Hall having hot dogs, and I only picked up 4.
Oh no!
I'm like so stupid. It's insane.
When you see one picked up 4, did you like pause and quit or?
Yeah, I popped off because I thought I got it. I thought I already had one or something. I don't know. I jumped out of my seat and I don't know. I don't know what I did. Did a backflip or something, and then I looked and yeah, I only got 4. It was so stupid. I don't know why I'm so stupid.
You were so excited. You were blinded by the fact that there were a bunch of hot dogs in front of you. You go, oh my God, we did it. Whoa! Yeah,
basically. And for some reason in my broken brain, I thought I already had one, or I can't count. I don't know.
The heat and moment, you can't beat yourself up over that.
Yeah. Well, either way, even if I did get it all, I would have been a second behind Techie's record. And this was before Shannondorf came in.
Oh, okay.
And shook up the hot dog community to the core.
Indeed. All right. I'm trying to think. There's not really anywhere else to go. Obviously, you know, there is that task of like getting the hot dogs in, what is it, 16 seconds?
Yeah, 10 or 12 maybe? I think it's a little lower. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at it, but... Well, okay, here's the thing. So, yeah, I got mine at...
10
my
seconds.
record is at a minute... Oh, 10 seconds. There you go, yeah. My record for hot dogs right now is at 1 minute and 7 seconds, 7.5. And so, like I said earlier, the earliest that the event can open up is at 55 seconds, right? And it takes roughly, like, I would say 4 seconds to pick up all the hot dogs. So really, technically, this can be beaten by probably 8 seconds, I would say. Just with that strat. Technically, you could beat this. You could even beat that with just getting super insanely lucky and getting 5 hot dogs right off the bat in City Trial, just like spawned on the ground. It could happen. It's like super insanely rare, but yeah, as the task, there was a task by Blue Candy, and that's how that's done. He just pops a couple boxes open and has 5 hot dogs in like 10 seconds.
Nutty.
So it can be beaten. It's just a matter of time and like insanity. I don't know. Like I did 3,000 attempts. Like I don't know. It's not going to be fun.
No, it won't be fun. You have to do probably 5,000 more. Exactly.
If someone beats me, whatever. I'll always be known as the hot dog king. I'm
it's
fine.
True.
You know how like Ken is the king of Smash. It's the same kind of thing.
Even though he hasn't played in like forever. Well, I guess he went to Genesis, but
same thing. But I'm not washed up yet.
That's right.
Just try to beat my hot dogs time. You can't. You know, one David J, he's freaking scared. He won't even touch the category. He knows he has no chance against me.
That's right.
Maybe in lesser categories like air ride all tracks, no dupes. Maybe then. In this, no chance. Shannondorf is the only one who can come close. But she's like a gaming goddess. I don't know. She's got gamer in her blood. I don't know what's up with that. But I'm better. What can I say?
There you go. You heard it from him. The king.
The king. The king, right. Baby.
The king. All right. I'm trying to think. Is there any other questions that I have for you while we're at it? I feel like I was going to ask you something and then got off on a tangent and I don't remember.
I don't know. What about...
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Talked about all the boys.
Oh, I was going to say, I always thought that the hot dog thing was based on the Zodiac because 2018 is the year of the dog.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a coincidence because I feel like somebody told me that and I was like, oh, for sure, that's what it is.
No, it's just stupid. It's just hot dogs are funny. I don't know.
That's true. I agree. I think hot dogs are funny.
Why we picked it. Oh, one more thing. Yokaze did a hot dogs run, but they don't have hot dogs in the Japanese version, so he just did it with like shrimp tempura in the soba because that was cut in the American version to put hot dogs in. And something else was too for hamburgers as well. So yeah, so shout out to that.
Makes sense.
His time isn't bad. I think it's like a minute something.
That's pretty good.
It's probably third place. We should submit it to the leaderboard.
Makes sense because they don't have hot dogs, right? But this is the equivalent of hot dogs, so it's like you might as well.
Enough. Good enough. It's a Japanese hot dog.
There you go. Shrimp tempura equals Japanese hot dog.
Yep.
Next time I visit Japan, I'll be like, "Can I get some of them Japanese hot dogs?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got you."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Stupid Americans thinking. Anyway. All right, Pearstrike. I think that's it.
Great.
This is a long interview. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Sorry, you're gonna have to edit a lot.
That's all good. This is an hour long. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love these ones. I love the long ones because they're usually the best. If you can talk for a whole hour, then it's like there's something you're talking about.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully it can be used